Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. We're starting this compilation off with a little classic car moment for you. Now as you can tell we're on the rear camera here and it's coming up on the left hand side as we're looking at it. And there it is, a 1999 Ford Fiesta Ghia. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. It's spelled G-H-I-A. But anyway, let me know down in the comments if I've pronounced it wrong. Now we flipped over to the front camera now. There's our Ford Fiesta on the right hand side, you can just see. But now we're looking at that blue car in front of him, the one that's indicating. Obviously got poor lane discipline, bless him. Didn't even know which way you were going. We've got a double whammy here. Now you know I like to give good value. We've got one here that identifies as a bus, and he's also parked on double yellows as well. There he is, this one here. Now I know it's 2025, well soon to be 2026, and you can identify as what you like, but still, that is taking the P a bit. Got another one here for you classic vehicle enthusiasts. This time it's a Land Rover Heralding from 1988. There you go, and very nice it looks too, I must say. And of course we'll go to the rear camera as well for a shot. Now we're just over the border in Warwickshire, in the village of Bulkington. We're looking at that BMW behind us. Now we are coming up to a mini roundabout. He wants to turn right, but of course it takes it the wrong side and with no indicator as well. Now I'll never get why drivers do this. It's not just BMWs, it's everybody. But all you need is for another car to be coming down that road there that you just saw where he was turning onto and not paying attention, and bang, they're going to be dancing with each other. We're on Brookside in Burbage in this clip. Now just take a look at this guy here that you can see on the right hand side in the red t-shirt. Now to me it looks like he's riding one of these little, I don't know what you call them, we used to call them pee-wee bikes when I was growing up. But he's riding one of them down a pavement, which is especially for pedestrians. Now is that even legal, I wonder? We do pass him on the way, so, you know, let me know what you think in the comments. Now, if it hadn't been for that white car being parked there on the right hand side, we could have done another freeze frame and zoomed in just to double check. Anyway, got another one here for you classic car enthusiasts. It's another Land Rover, but this time heralding from 1985. You know, there really is something to be said about classic vehicles. They certainly do have more character than vehicles that are made today. And as ever, let's not forget the rear camera shot as well. Now I've got yet another one for you classic car enthusiasts, but this is one that tugs at my heartstrings, and I'll explain why in a minute. Now the vehicle we're looking at, obviously you can tell we're on the rear view camera again. It's coming down on the left hand side as we're looking at it alongside this silver car. And there you go, it's a Morris Ital Heralding from 1981. Now going back in the early 1990s, my father had one of those cars as well. And you know what, I still even remember the registration number of it as well. It was TKV 727W. It was the estate version of the Morris Ital, and we were the only one in the entire area of Woodend and Henley Green in Coventry who had a car like that. And I did some checking on the internet, see if it's around, but all I could get was like this information off the Gov website. So, I mean, I don't know if the car is still around or if it's been scrapped or whatever. But I'll be interested to know, you know, if there's any way I could find out. If anyone knows, could you let me down in the comments down below, please? I mean, that'd be much appreciated. But anyway now, enough reminiscing. We're back to the front camera now, and there she is again on the right hand side. But unfortunately they do let themselves down here by actually lane swapping, but you know, it is what it is. the end of the day, I still think it's a lovely little car, and again, it's still nice to see anything like that running around in this day and age, especially as we're heading towards the electric car revolution, you know. But again, yeah, if anyone can assist me on where I can actually find out if that other car is still around, any like websites and that, you know, that'd be much appreciated. And once again, we find ourselves back at Stretton Baskerville interchange again with the M69, the A5 and the B4109. We have ourselves an amber gambler and a red light runner as well. Now if you look, you can see the amber lights have just come on the traffic lights. Nah, he wasn't interested in slowing down or stopping, was he? Oh look. An old matey here certainly didn't show any interest in slowing down and stopping either. But I do like to give good value on my videos, so 2 for 1 there. It's not bad at all, is it really? Now I've got one here for you petrol heads again, but this time it's not actually a classic car, it's actually a more modern car, but I'm highlighting it because I like the paint job on it. Heralding from the year 2019, you know, the year before the you-know-what knocked the world sideways, is this Ford Mustang in blue. I do quite like that blue. I mean, is it like a neon blue or something? I've absolutely no idea with colour shades. And of course, we'll look at it from the front as well, just as we go around this roundabout. And I have actually muted this clip as well because I didn't want to get a copyright strike from the music that was playing on the radio at the time. Now I've got one of my regular contributions to my dashcam driving videos. It's the old places to be and people to see mob. Now we're looking at old Max Verstappen here behind us. And of course, here's old Maxi boy again from the front. Now, as we all know, at many roundabouts or any roundabout, it's priority to traffic coming from the right. But of course that don't apply to this guy here, when you can see this bus is coming up with its indicator on. Now, I don't know if you noticed there, but the driver actually put his hand up. I don't know if he was putting his hand up to try and stop me or to say thank you, but I was slowing down and stopping anyway for that very reason, you know. I was giving priority to him. Anyway, fair play to him anyway, if that was the case, saying thanks. We're back on the rear view camera again here, as you can tell. Now, this road has featured a few times before, and if you've seen those videos, you will know that along here there are a number of keep clear signs painted on the road to obviously keep access free for some car parks and what have you. However, whilst they are painted on the road, they're not that clear enough for some people to see. Look at that car there behind us. Now, we're still on the rear camera, as you can tell in this clip. And we're looking at something that is a real pain in the backside for me, and something that does really get my back up, and that is somebody on the phone. Now we're looking at this guy here behind us. Now if you look at his left hand, or the right hand as we're looking at it, you can clearly see it's up to his ear. Now it was like that for some considerable time, so there's no way he's actually scratching his ear or doing anything. He's on the phone and he can just about make out a handset there as well. I mean, seriously, is it really worth the risk with your £200 fine and a 6 penalty points if you get caught, or even more if it actually goes to court itself? Now I've got one here now for you classic car enthusiasts if you're interested. It is a 1997 MG. You can just see it there on the right hand side. Unfortunately, being wrong side of the sun, so to speak, doesn't really help with seeing it in great detail. In fact, if the roles had been reversed and I was coming that way and the MG was going this way, it'd have been a lot better. But anyhow, here's a rear camera shot of her anyway. It does look quite nice though, to be fair. Now in this clip, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you will see we are 11 hours and 52 minutes into a brand new year, the year of 2026. So happy new year everybody. Anyone make any good New Year's resolutions? I know one thing, this white van here in front of us, he's not made any, well, he hasn't made any New Year's resolutions to drive more sensible, that's for sure. I mean, just watch as he meanders from lane to lane as we go around this roundabout. I mean, either he doesn't know where he's going or he's still tanked up from last night. I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, by the way, this is the M69, M6, well, they call it the Anstey interchange on the northern outskirts of Coventry. And just to finish this guy's little party piece off, he's now in the lane for the B4065 towards Wolvie, but then he changes over at the last minute to pick the M69 northbound. I've got one of my old favourites in this clip. As you can see, we're still in the 1st of January 2026. That's a good way to start the New Year's of filming. It's a Licence to Kill assassin, as you can tell. You can see part up here on the left hand side. Now I thought he had actually stopped to let people through, which is fair enough, you know. You don't have to, but it turned out he was actually just stopped there. He was parked up, he was on his phone. I had to flash my lights to see what he was doing, and then eventually I just went round. Now people ask, why do I call them Licence to Kill assassins? Well, it seems the city of Wolverhampton give out licences to anybody these days, and if you've been stuck behind one of these, you'll know their driving isn't exactly the best. And just after I went round him, the penny did drop and he did put his hazards on, but it wasn't the best place to stop anyway. And we've got another one here for you petrol heads, or those of you who like classic cars. Heralding from 1996, we have this red Mazda 1.25 ZXi. And believe me, if you look at the windows, you can just see how cold it was. If I remember rightly, I think the temperature was hovering around 0 at this point in time. In this clip, we're looking at the car in front of us, and it's one of these moments where I need a crystal ball. Just turns left without indicating their intentions. But anyway, carrying on here now, because our next clip is literally just around this corner here. Now, this road has featured before, and as you know, as you come into Sainsbury's, come past Sainsbury's rather, the two lanes are marked. You know, you've got this lane here to go straight on, lane on the left obviously to go into Sainsbury's and the car park, and also to visit the Crescent. But we've got this one here just coming up on the left hand side. Now, obviously didn't need that lane, or, you know, got poor lane discipline. Take your pick. In this clip, we've got somebody who's got the spatial awareness of a tadpole floating upside down. We've got this BMW driver just here. Now he's got to be a good feet or 2 foot over the giveaway markings, you know, and jetting out into the main carriageway. But we all know what BMW stands for, don't we? Yes, it's brainless mental wonder. I just want to give a shout out to this car here though, because he had actually stopped completely. So whether he'd stopped to let that BMW out or to let me through, I don't know. But fair play to him anyway. And the final clip for this compilation for this week is my car absolutely gets pebble dashed.
Salt spreaded.
But to be fair, it was necessary for those guys to be out doing what they needed to do, because on this night the temperatures dived to -3 in this area. Anyway, that's all for this week. Hope you enjoyed this compilation, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care and bye for now, and Happy New Year again.